Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management. Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Aging Untold, weekdays at 3:30 on all of our streaming platforms. Sponsored by Vitaly Wealth Management.
Today's Aging Untold is brought to you by Vitaly Wealth Management.
Today on Aging Untold, our bodies change over the years, and sometimes our confidence does too.
If you had a body image problem when you're younger, you're going to have it when you're older, unless you work on it.
We explore ideas for embracing those changes with self-love and grace. Also, whether it's painting, gardening, or dancing, having a hobby can make a big difference.
A hobby can be a health plan.
How certain activities can improve your quality of life.
Please tell me your hobbies. I long to hear from you. My best regards to your family. Best wishes from Angela.
Then later, a relationship on paper inspires a woman to write the next chapter in her lifelong penship. Experts with advice and solutions. You're watching Aging Untold with Aging Well Coach Catherine Ambrose, gerontologist Sam Craddock, aging expert Amy O'Rourke, and board-certified physician Dr. Ray Rogers. We're all getting older. It's about time we talked about it.
Welcome to Aging Untold. Aging brings real changes, and so do the feelings that come with them. Research shows older women share some of the same dissatisfaction with how they look as younger women do. However, this displeasure can soften as we age, and that's because the attention shifts more to how our bodies function. Today we're talking body image for older adults and how to feel good in the skin you're in right now. Dr. Ray, why do you think this is still an issue as we get older?
Well, I think a lot of women, they see themselves as aging and it's visible, and they see that they're slipping in their professions. but it's more so because people are looking for the fountain of youth. A lot of people are looking in that mirror. Now you have some people who are looking at function, and they're embracing function, and they're saying, hey, body image is going to be the same, but I'm enjoying my body where it is right now, and I'm acknowledging that, and I'm going to focus on my strength, my balance, and things like that. There's another aspect that I think is equally important, is that, as we age, the body adapts. So it's like anything else, survival of the fittest. So you have some medical adaptations. Your tissue thins, muscles weaken, a little bit more frail, but the energy slows down. And really the body is trying to adapt and use resources on the organs that are the most important, like your brain and your heart and your lungs. And so now your tissues and your skin and your hair, they're the least priority, although some people make that more priority.
Yeah, I think we've always had this mindset that youth equals worth. And so we've got this whole anti-aging movement, and they're spending like $7 billion annually to try and keep people from doing what we're all naturally doing and we should embrace. I've always said our aged community are the classic cars of society. And you can see classic cars that are pristine, and they look like they've been garage kept, and you're like, why didn't you use it? And then you see some that has a little road rash and some dings, and you're like, yes, somebody enjoyed this car. Somebody lived in this car. And that's kind of how I feel about the way we age. If we age perfectly, what life did we really live? I think they're the battle scars of a life well lived, and we need to embrace it and not be so worried about what we look like.
I remember I got a facial just to get some of the dead skin off, and they were trying to upsell me into, this injection and that injection and this peel, and I was like, I really like how I look. I'm fine with being my age. And I think about when we're older, and we've got the body image problem. If you had a body image problem when you're younger, you're going to have it when you're older, unless you work on it. So, but then we have loss of function, all right? And then we have an opportunity, which is develop resilience. Develop resilience. And I think how I want to develop resilience is communicate who I am, what I know, share my wisdom. I like blowing young people out of the water. They start talking about these wackadoodle ideas about what they think, what they're going to do. You know what I mean? And then you just throw a zinger out there of your experience, and you watch them stop and listen. That's what I'm after, because I've lived through some tough stuff, and it's made me stronger. But I like people to talk into it. Feeling irrelevant, feeling invisible. I've had that experience, but then I open my mouth. And that gives me the strength and the pride and who I am to the table, because I'm not really walking around thinking about how I look as much, even as when I was younger.
Right. I think that's going to be a change that we just naturally see with boomers, younger boomers, and Gen X. Like, I'm not going to go away quietly. I want to give my wisdom. I want to participate. I want to engage and be involved.